This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
Massive footy finals this weekend, of course, for Fremantle Dockers back in action against Collingwood. We're joined by Fremantle CEO Simon Garlick. Simon, first of all, I just want to ask you, with the Queen's passing, I believe the games tonight and also tomorrow there'll be a reflection or honouring the Queen in some way?
Quite possibly, Shawnee. I haven't heard that as yet, but I imagine there'll be some sort of recognition of some sorts, but I haven't had it absolutely confirmed just yet.
Simon Garlick, it is well known that the Queen could not stand garlic. She hated the smell of it. Any comment?
Is that why you've never met her?
Look, I haven't confirmed that either, to be frank. The erase it. It's there's a few people who aren't a fan of me. I didn't know the Queen was one of them, but it's good to know now.
You're not allowed in Buckingham Palace, or at least you weren't.
Can I just clarify as well, too, was there some Sean McManus highlights on the lead-in to this interview? Did I just hear?
Well, I put together a bit of a... It's very, 14 years I've found 15 seconds worth of highlights, Simon.
That you put together yourself, Shawnee?
Of course.
Fantastic. I love it. Yeah, sounds great. Just wanted to check.
Yeah.
He shows everyone as soon as I start working here, they have to sit down. It's like an indoctrination. They have to sit down, look at the Sean McManus package, then look at Sean's package.
And then look at his highlights.
Hey, if you want the job, that's what it takes. Simon, what's it feel like in Melbourne at the moment? You are over there. There's the games this weekend, including our game, is going to be right off.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's actually a lovely morning in Melbourne this morning. I think footy's pretty big after what was an unbelievable weekend with the four finals that were just incredible games of footy in themselves. But big game tonight at the MCG between Brisbane and Melbourne. So you've spent enough time here, Shawnee, to know it sort of takes over the whole town.
Yeah.
Real feel to that at the moment. And then obviously we're pretty excited to hear the news earlier in the week that our game had sold out. Might be a bit of a different feel for us at the MCG than it was at Optus Stadium last Saturday night. There might be a few more Collingwood supporters than Freo.
No, I think it'll be even.
Yeah. Oh, it's interesting, though. I mean, we beat Melbourne at the MCG early in the year, and the Melbourne fans that we do have here, and there are quite a few, surprising amount, are pretty vocal. They might be outnumbered slightly tomorrow night, but just such an awesome experience for our guys as well too, and I think they're feeling pretty confident.
Simon, whenever someone has a big event coming up or a massive test or, something that they have to, a big obstacle, you can feel sick in the stomach. Do you get that feeling or is it excitement? What is it? Because the whole state is waiting for a certain result, and if you don't give it to us, then people are going to be really angry with you.
You personally.
I was feeling fine until you finished that question. now that you put it like that, that feeling is starting to rise. No, not a lot I can do, so I certainly don't at this stage anyway. So I don't feel too much performance anxiety in that regard. Yeah. But it's interesting. I do think that we're a really young group. I mean, if you take Dave Mundy and Michael Walters out, we're already the youngest team in the final 8 as of last week, and the least experienced from a games played point of view. But there's a certain feel to this cohort of guys that just can't see them being overawed. Some of them don't think too deeply about footy in that sense and just get on with it and play, and there's others who do. But just are built in a certain way that I think they're going to rise to the occasion with this sort of thing. So, regardless of how it does go, it's just phenomenal. Shawnee will tell you that there's a bit of a saying in footy that a finals game is worth 10 normal season games. So the experience these guys are getting is fantastic. But I think they're feeling pretty confident about how they can perform.
Have you noticed much purple around the town? Because I've heard of a few people who are flying over for it.
Yeah, not as yet. I mean, it's only early on Friday morning. We got in late last night, but I'd suggest there will be. Yeah, I know of plenty that are coming over.
Yeah.
And you actually notice it even just in a normal home and away game. You see on the morning of a game a fair bit of the Purple Army out and about. So I think, we very quickly we'd sold about 5,000 tickets directly to our members as soon as they went on sale. So I'd suggest there's going to be 10 to 15,000 Fremantle supporters there. So they'll be severely outnumbered, but hopefully we can give them a fair bit to cheer about.
Absolutely, Simon. With the Collingwood Army, as we spoke about earlier on, as you said, upwards of 90,000 people are going to be at this game. Are you fearful?
All rough as guts, aren't they?
Are you fearful of walking into the MCG without many people surrounding you?
Well, it's interesting. I assume, Shawnee, did you play at Victoria Park?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So for Nathan and Nat's benefit, that Victoria Park
Yeah.
was Collingwood's original home ground, and it was a reasonably intimidating place. And
Yes.
as you'd walk through the race, you'd often get some sort of liquid thrown on you, and
Yeah.
generally it was warm.
Don't ask what it is.
I'm pretty sure
They weren't wasting their beer, put it that way. It wasn't
Yeah,
Powerade.
exactly right.
So, Simon, I caught the train to the 2018 Grand Final in Eagles gear from Victoria Park Station. How do you reckon I went? They wouldn't let me on the train.
Wow. And you got through and you survived.
I
But,
saw one girl in an Eagles beanie and made a beeline for her, and she made some space for me. But everybody else just stood there. There was no, like the doors are opened, not one single person moved to let me on,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah,
I made a
the-
beeline for her and squeezed
And then you
on.
can hear like whispers
Yeah.
of like someone going, "I'll get a bag, you get a teeth."
A lot of hissing going on. It's I've never been more
They are a
terrified
different
in my
breed.
life.
They're a different breed.
Oh,
We're
yes.
pretty excited.
Very
Yeah.
excited. Well, I'm super excited here, as are a number of Fremantle supporters. And a lot of WA football fans who want to see Fremantle progress. Not all of them, but some of them.
Or want to see Collingwood get beaten. Also.
Yeah, all of the above, Simon. We wish you all the best for tomorrow night. Look forward to a great 24 hours for the Dockers.
Thanks for having me on, guys, and thanks for your support during the year, too.
Good on you, mate.
Good on you,
Bye, mate.
Simon.
See you, mate.
Sean Sport in podcast form.
We've got the big rooster in the house, Jeremy McGovern from the West Coast Eagles. And Gov, it's
Yeah.
been a big morning. Obviously, we're going to talk about footy, but
Yep.
hearing the Queen had passed away,
Yeah.
I guess for most people, we've been saying it all morning, you never thought this day would ever come.
Nah, she just kept fighting, didn't she? But
Yeah.
massive innings for sure.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
you-
96 and 70 years on the throne. It's
Yeah.
extraordinary, isn't it?
and passed while doing the job. So
Yeah.
many
Yep.
people are saying that, they were thinking that she might retire this year and all that sort of stuff. but
Can you
nah.
retire from it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay, there
Yeah,
you go.
you can.
I thought you just had to keep going.
yeah.
I mean, it
Well,
doesn't
well,
happen very often,
Well,
but yeah.
she actually was never supposed to be the queen. So her father became king when his brother abdicated the throne because he fell in love with an American socialite.
And she was
And you couldn't
divorced.
do
And
that.
she was divorced. So
There you
then
go.
that was like, that was
you couldn't
scandalous.
do it,
So
yes.
then her father became king, and then then she was queen.
And she
at,
was the eldest child.
25?
26, I think. Or 20, yeah, unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, massive innings, as you said earlier on. Last week we got to catch up with you after Brisbane had knocked off Richmond in the first final,
Yeah.
right? And we're going absolutely spare. The
That was an
next
extraordinary
three
game.
Finals
That
were
was the
still
warm-up.
out
That
of
was the
control.
the entree into those main courses.
Yeah.
Far out. That was a serious weekend of footy. It's probably one of the better weekends of footy I've ever seen.
It's amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate. Credit to Freo. That game was. I thought they were down and out, completely gone, and that was
Yeah.
an absolute cracker. You were there, Shawnee, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, you were
Actually, Glenn
screaming.
Jakovic was just in front of me after we'd scored 2 goals. He was turned to me as a non-biased participant in the game, and he was like, "This is over. You're going to win by a couple of goals here."
So
Yeah.
it's
Just
called
bang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an absolute cracking game to watch. But I was up in Karratha watching it at the pub, mate, and they were going nuts.
So
up there,
you took your dad fishing for Father's
Yeah,
Day.
took him
didn't you?
fishing.
How did you go?
Yeah, good. We bought a fair few fillets back. We're not going to go hungry anyway. Put it that way.
What'd you catch?
A lot of blue bone, cold trout,
Yeah.
mangrove jack.
Oh, we wouldn't know. We didn't get any. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
it's weird.
Yeah,
confusing.
not yet. You just keep
Didn't
doing the right thing.
Not
you might
even
get
not
some.
even a sneaky
finger.
six fingers or you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've got some neighbours fishing there. We call them. They're just all the
Neighbours
stuff that we don't
fish.
want.
Marley and Hudson are fine. They're playing. Do you want to build a snowman? You keep going,
Yeah.
sweetheart.
Just stop making so much noise, please. It's just my time for
That's a
quiet.
reindeer,
Yeah.
Hudson.
They're stealing your thunder,
They're
Gov.
okay, Gov. Absolutely okay. So it was
I've
great
just
to have
leaned over and given them the look.
great to have your dad up there for Father's
Yeah.
Day. So sunk a few tins. Where at what pub?
Yeah, we did. We had a couple at the Tambray and went to the tavern. We did a bit of a tour. Dad hadn't been up there for ages, so one of my best mates took us around town to all the local waterholes, and we had a look. Nothing too much actually. It was actually pretty tame.
What's the name of the
My old man bought his moonshine up. He has moonshine.
Oh God!
So as soon as he brings that up, I'm thinking, oh no.
No.
Oh, and so me and
It's
my
all
best
over.
mate, our plan the whole time was just do not let him get too much of that moonshine into anyone.
Right,
So
right.
he just
So
he
it's
can
a
wake up and go
distraction
fishing.
So
process.
Yeah.
is it like prison booze? Is he make it in a toilet?
No, it's his it's butterscotch snaps, but he makes it in his bathroom
Yes.
at home. Yeah.
So
Homebrew.
how,
It's
how,
homebrew.
how does one make butterscotch?
Or he just makes the alcohol and then mixes it with whatever sort of flavouring I
Butterscotch
guess you
lollies.
want. So
Butterscotch
it's,
Melts them
in the
down.
bathtub.
yeah, it's in the bathtub. He loves it. It tastes beautiful. It does.
Yeah. But you regret it the next day.
Oh yeah, you got it for the next 5 days. That's for sure. It's solid.
When you're with your like dad and you're travelling around and you're going to a pub and just having drinks, especially when the footy's on, do people Like, are they all up in your grill, or what's it like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, a few.
Yeah?
Up there,
In
it's
a
not
good
too
way?
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone just says g'day up there.
Yeah,
Really,
pretty
no
laid
one's
back.
really cares about a signature or a photo too much up there.
Yeah.
They all just want to say g'day and have a beer.
Oh, that's nice.
That
yeah,
is-
it's great.
That is nice. When you were going to the different water holes, do you remember the name of the nightclub in Karratha? You
Evo's.
go there one-
Yeah, Evo's. I've been there before. I've been to probably two of the worst in WA. Evo's and Studio 146.
No, Studio 146 is now a tourist destination.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it is.
Because Manu went there. so,
Yeah,
you know.
there's a couple there.
What about the one in Broome that was in Chinatown? What was the name of that one, Matt? Do you remember that
I
one?
haven't been there.
Oh, God.
What's? I'm going to Broome soon. I'll let you know. I'm going to
I
Broome in a
don't
couple
get
of weeks.
past
I'll let you know.
Thursday nights at the rowing.
If there's a dive hole, then comes at
Comes
it.
out. You want to get your top 5 by the end of
Yeah,
the
see, I'll
final
look up
series game.
worst places to go in worst nightclubs, not the good ones.
Hey, Gov, there's 2 big games over this weekend, and from a bias point of view, do you see it going as the experts or the odds suggest, Melbourne beating Brisbane and Collingwood beating Freo?
Yeah, I'll probably do. I think it's going to be tough. I think Freo are still a massive chance, but I reckon it's going to be a tough one for Brizzy. I think Melbourne will bounce back. They played pretty well on the weekend. They just obviously didn't get the win. So I'd be going with Melbourne and Collingwood if I was a betting man.
Do you think if you've been kicked to the curb, I just got this feeling about Brisbane, right? So they've been kicked to the curb this year twice by Brisbane. Got a really poor record at the MCG that everyone's talking about. Is that the time where they, because, you know, your back's against the wall, that you
Yeah.
produce
Yeah.
something that you haven't done so
Oh,
far?
okay.
If
You know,
you're going
you've
to,
just
come
that's the
out
time to
swinging,
do it.
Sean.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, we'll find out. I reckon.
Yeah.
On tonight, isn't it?
Tonight, yeah.
Yes, it is. We'll find out
ask me.
tonight. So
What do you got on tonight, mate?
Don't ask me. Hey, I'm just watching Hudson and Marley. Do they get along really well?
they're actually not too bad.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think they are.
Yeah.
I've got
So
nothing
far.
to really compare them to, but no, they get on pretty well every now and then. They sleeping in the same bed at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it
'cause
sounds great. Don't. Oh,
Yeah.
it is shocking.
Oh, really? Why?
It's one of them's crying, the next one's crying. He kicked
Yeah,
me.
they're
You're
constantly
pushing me.
waking one another up. Is that because you're renting while you're renovating?
Yeah.
So you're all squeezed in.
Yeah, it's nice. I actually like it. It's good for them. But
Yeah, it is.
It's a bit of a washing machine in that bed. They just rotate and the sheet and everything's just... By the time you go in there at 10 o'clock before you're hitting the hay, you've got to reshuffle the whole bed.
Gov, I know you're sort of talking about them being in the same bed, but Nathan and I, we shared bedrooms with our brothers
Yes.
for
Yeah.
all the years. Now, you got your own.
I got my own.
Your brothers had to
my
share,
brothers
didn't
did
they?
have to share until the house got extended when they were probably 9 and 11, and then they got their own rooms. But
so,
yeah,
So you and your brother, what?
Yeah, we had bunk beds. I remember vividly we'd rotate and argue about who's on the top bunk.
Yeah.
I never.
And the
was
biggest-
that the
the biggest
coveted one?
issue-
Was
Yeah.
the top bunk? You wanted the top bunk?
You wanted the top, but the biggest issue that we had is I just used to dangle my arm down the side for no reason.
that.
And that was the biggest.
Infuriating.
It was like fight mode.
My brother used to dangle his arm over, and that was encroaching in my space.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to put a blanket up so I didn't have to see it.
Yeah.
But tell him, yeah.
Oh, which one?
I was thinking about the
girlfriend?
the rain that came down one night.
I once had a dream it was raining. I woke up, and then what had actually happened is my brother had wet the bed.
Yeah, I was
and
just
then-
about to say Mitch got the last laugh on me and pissed on me.
The other worst one was when Graydon was a little bit older and he brought his girlfriend home and they had a special time on the top bunk. And I was underneath going... and it really, we needed an Allen key to tighten up the bed too
Yes,
because
yes.
it was just
Ricketing.
rocking and I was like, oh my God.
This is in a bedroom that had no door.
Oh,
no door,
Either,
no door.
Oh, far out. That's even better. Just to top it all off.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.